You are not losing in trading because your strategy sucks. You are losing because your brain got cooked. You are trained to get quick hits, not control, not patience. And this is the real shit no one tells you. I'm not here to tell you another dopamine detox video. I'm not here to tell you to live like a monk. I'm just here to tell you why your habits is fucking with your performance and how you can fix it without becoming a weirdo. So here is the four-part blueprint that how to unfuck your mind so trading becomes easy. I'll tell you part by part how you can get rid of this thing, and I'll explain what is dopamine, why it affects you, why you should quit it, and how it will help you to achieve the success in trading. So let's start with the part one. Why your brain is not built for trading. That's the reason most traders fail with this stuff, that most people say, well, we are not able to trade like raw, but this is the reason, bro. Emotions, what are the emotions? Basically, they are basically dopamine in the present time. So here's the graph which shows what is dopamine basically. Okay, I'll select a sketch for that. So this is a dopamine baseline, and what that actually means. That our dopamine baseline always stay at this zone and it doesn't move from this point, because that's how insulin levels stay, that's how all these levels stay, that's how our body behaves. So this is the basic base level for dopamine. And what is dopamine? Whenever we feel happy, whenever we feel pleasure, there is a chemical release in our body, that is dopamine, which helps our brain to feel more glad and happy naturally. So the next part is, what is the reasons that pump the dopamines, and what are the reasons which causes to do the dopamine to pump fast, the reason which it causes to pump the dopamine slow. So the first one for in the fasting list is swiping for TikTok videos, okay, junk food, then mindless browsing, okay. Then if we look on the slow dopamine pumps, so which gradually pumps, not extremely, that comes the lifting, weightlifting, resistance training, something like that. Reading books, all the books which does help us to grow in our life. And defocus could be meditation, could be anything like that. Played what? Sometimes we used to work like for 3-4 days, and we tend to feel like we're not getting any a reward from that. But suddenly we get a reward, and there's a dopamine release after that. But it's really healthy for us because we have put a lot of time in that, and dopamine levels doesn't pump extremely. And why? What does I mean by that? So here is the basic graphical representation of that. So what happens when there is a fast dopamine pumps and there is a slow dopamine pumps, mean the spikes. So in case of core, whenever we watch core, what we tend to do is that whenever we ejaculate or we get an erection, either it's male or it's female, there is a high spike in the case. Whenever there is a high spike, we feel pretty good. From the baseline level, dopamine levels pump to the extreme levels, and from that extreme level, it goes to less than even the baseline, which is not a good zone where we should be. This is the point where we used to feel guilty, or we feel like that we shouldn't have done that in those zones. And here we go. Reading. There isn't much fun in that. Why it isn't much fun? We don't feel happy. We feel like we should leave it. But reading slowly and slowly and slowly and slowly give us low spikes, and we tend to feel good at the end. And why is it so? And the reason behind that is, it's pretty simple. We feel like that we have done something good. We got some knowledge, and it's really good for us in reality also. And slowly it goes back to the baseline, doesn't go even down from that point. So, fast dopamine and the slow dopamine. So, the fast dopamine and slow dopamine. Fast dopamine equals to high spikes, okay, and fast crash. Slow dopamine equals to low rise but longer sustained clarity. Hope you understand what I mean. Basically, what I have already explained to you guys. Fast dopamines used to give us high spikes, but also we tend to see big crashes, just like this point. Whereas if we look on the slow dopamine, the low rises but longer sustained clarity. It slowly, gradually goes down. Don't just fall down immediately. So, this was the first part. Hope you understand why our brain is not built for brain. The part two, real life. Here comes the real life situations. What we tend to do in the real life, what are the mistakes we deal with that, and how we can actually get rid of these things. The key in this case is when most of the traders have a long session, what they tend to do is they go for a binge Netflix session, they scroll for some Tinder baddies, they watch some car, or they would even order a fucking pizza and smash that one out. That's reality, right? And what we are supposed to do is basically after a long session, we are supposed to journal, we're supposed to go for some walk, we're supposed to go and do some things which are not bad for our dopamine. Because whenever there is extreme releases of dopamine, it's not good for trading, which I'll explain now. So, the first one comes the phone addiction, okay? Here we can take the look in the GIF also, okay? That a person is just scrolling basically on the phone. So in that case, every time you scroll, okay, your brain gets used to these new loop. What does we mean by that? When we scroll again and again and again and again, we get more into that habit. And as much as we do, we'll get more of that habit. It's just like a drug. It's just a name of that it's basically an app or a software. It's actually a digital drug which we are taking right now. And it should be banned actually. But nobody would fuck with that because companies are making a lot of big $1 billion and no one wanna fuck with them. They just wanna make money and they'll keep on buying everyone who just go against them. So it's better to avoid these things by yourself rather than doing any big revolution shit. Better to look for yourself, dude. Nobody's gonna quit this so easily. So here's the thing. Trading ain't like that. It's 90% waiting and 10% executing. So here's the big point which comes with most of the time in trading, we have to keep patience. Whereas in the case of mobile, in case of scrolling, it does teach only one thing. So if you're used to dopamine every 5 seconds, of course, you can't hold a trade. That's obvious. Food or comfort eating. So basically, when we are eating food, junk food, processed food, essentially, it tastes good and feels rewarding instantly, but it spikes dopamine and crashes your energy because it's all it does is pumps the insulin level, and insulin level drops again because there's a high and decrease of insulin level. Suddenly, these are the things which happens. So, I would suggest try trading in my session after killing a burger and fries. Bro, you're cooked literally. It's really painful. You will feel dull. You will feel not good. Food is the most component in trading, most important component according to me. Another one, urges impulses like for. It's not even about for. It's about compulsive reward seeking. The same impulse bleeds into your trading. Closing early, revenge entries, over leveraging. All of it is the same pattern. Escape discomfort, chase stimulation. You are looking for uh quick stimulation because when you are watching porn, what you are basically doing is whenever you want to ejaculate, you can do that. Whenever you want to watch that stuff, you can do that. You can search more or whatever you want to do, all that shitty stuff. But in case of trading, markets are not in our control. We should be more control over our rules. But when we are not getting that instant rewards, we feel dull because we have a habit of that. And what our body does, it causes us to do over trading, exit early, or do entries early. These things happen because of that. So that's the reason. So this is the part two. Your real life plays a big game. And the part three, where I'll make a chart breakdown. So bad habits. If we took a look at the bad habits, dopamine spike, and trading impact. These are the three columns we're going to work on that. What are the bad habits, what they cause to the dopamine, and why it's not good for trading, how does it affect our trading. First of all, comfort food. Comfort food includes processed food, fast food, we order ice creams and all the shit stuff, okay? High plus crash, pretty simple. We feel just another column of insulin drops again. And what basically happens with trading? Energy dips mid trade. When we are trading, mid time of the trading, we feel like energy dips. And what that causes us, that makes us feel that we need to pump that insulin. For that, we used to exit early at small profits just to make us feel that we have made some money. Impulse rewards. Impulse rewards spike and regret. Very simple, impulse rewards are the same thing, just related to the porn and all this stuff. We feel spike and regret after that. Obviously, most guy feels that 99% of this. So, overtrade, fear, and anxiety, same thing, same stuff. It's all that same bitchy stuff. So, stop this fucking shit, bro. Scrolling, high plus rapid, and can't focus or wait. So whenever we are scrolling, there's a high plus rapid speed, and we tend to keep on getting the dopamine levels extremely, and we are trying to maintain the dopamine's level above the baseline continuously that level. But when we are sitting at normal position, we don't get that levels again. We are just sitting at the baseline or sometimes even below that when we have scrolled Instagram. So after that, if you try to trade Nasdaq or any component or any index, what basically happens, you don't feel good because you're not gonna get the same thing from those indexes. So here comes the part where we'll talk about slow dopamine, gym, reading, walking, consistent reward, mental clarity, reset without stimulation. That's pretty clear, isn't it? Whenever we do gym, reading, walking, these are the basic things which it helps with us because it's delayed reward and we don't get dopamine just after that. These don't spike dopamine like crazy, but they reset you, they teach your brain to wait, just like a sniper trader should. Perfect. Let's go for the part four, the final one. And this is how to fix the how to fix it, no detox bullshit, without any detox bullshit. Here's where 99% of people go wrong. They try to cut everything at once, cold turkey. That's why they quit after a week and feel like a failure. Okay? Focus on controlling one habit at a time. Pick your worst one and replace the dopamine hit, not cut it. Like instead of scrolling when you're bored after a trade, go walk 15 minutes or hit 20 push-ups. Or you could even read some books or you can do some social interactions with other people. All the things, you can play some chess. Okay? These things helps a lot. For me, I stopped checking Instagram before I trade. Now a rule is no phone till after my NY session. That's what I basically do. And when I take a loss, I write 3 lines in my journal. That's it. No whinging, no rage eating. So these are the things. I'm gonna conclude all the stuff I have told, by saying one simple thing to you guys, and that's really simple. Most of the guys, what they basically do is whenever they are trading, they tend to do all these bad habits. And this ruins our trading career. This ruins our win rate. This ruins our risk management. We tend to exit early, enter early. These FOMO and all these things will happen to you because of this. But if you quit all these things, I think you would be able to take a win rate from 40-30% zone to just straightforward above 50 at least, and even 60 if you're lucky, bro. So try to do these things. These things will literally help you. And hope this video was really worth for you. Thanks a lot. Bye bye.